Seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Blog Talk Radio.
Oh, son of a bitch. It is Tuesday night, October the 18th, 2022. You have found yourself in the Sports Attic. If you're listening to us on podcast, thank you so much for sticking with us. We are live on YouTube. We're live on Twitch. We are live on Twitter and Facebook Live. Join in on the chat there if you're watching us live. Shoot us a tweet at Larcher Lawrence and later. He is Larcher than life. I am Clark in Chicago on the Twitter. If you want to give us a call tonight, the number to call in is 760-454-8834. It's great to be back here on a Tuesday. Got some new setups over here, Al. I'm really trying to figure it all out.
Yeah. Lovely. I can tell the big upswing in production. It's pretty shocking. Really.
Let's do that. My name's Clark Lawrence, and this is my partner, the one and only Alfred Ferdinand Larcher the Third.
Wow. Thank you, Clark. It's a pleasure to be here. Another exciting program. Unfortunately, I don't have a green screen. I saw you trying to set one up earlier.
Yeah, I
that's
failed.
Important.
It is. It's very important. Like, it was. Oh, shit. Now I can't even show what I had going on. It was phenomenal. You'd love it. It was the most important part of the show. I've been working on it for 3 fucking hours ever since I got home. And now this happens.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as opposed to show content, it probably is more important. So I'm glad we put the
what the fuck?
The effort there. I mean, I've been sleeping for the last 3 hours. Got about 3 hours of sleep. So
right. So great job with
this morning.
Content from your end. That's great.
Oh, I worked all night on the programming. We got the Bears to talk about. We have.
Me too.
Yeah. All right, well, what do you got? What, I mean, I was going to go Bears first, but what have you been working on?
Wait a minute. Hang on. I don't know what the hell I'm working on. I think we're on live. I don't know. We could be in like 3 different places right now. I really don't know for sure exactly where we are, but yeah. What am I working on? I've been working on fantasy football because my lineups are in complete fucking shambles right now. Thank goodness Olive Juice is healthy and going to be playing. That's about the best news that I've heard all day. Everybody else, Marquise Brown, done for 6 weeks. However, he's not on IR yet, so I can't put him on my IR in the sleeper league yet. So I just got to. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what to do.
Well, I have being the what am I up to? Like 354th best fantasy football player in the country right now, according to Scott Fishbowl. I have Rondell Moore, you see, so I'm not even worried about Hollywood Brown. So,
well, I don't know if you noticed, I just made a trade to pick him up, to pick up Rondell Moore in the sleeper league.
Oh, probably have to deny that. See, where's the
what's that?
Button? I'm gonna have to veto that. See, I gotta make sure. I gotta make sure it's a good quality trade.
That sounds like sour effing grapes, my friend. It sounds like sour grapes.
Well, are you taking advantage of some poor kid like Joe Green who barely knows fantasy football?
No, I'm not at all. Joe Green, big fan of Hunter Renfrow. He's been trying to get him from me all year. We damn near went straight up for Amari Cooper at one point. And then the concussions happened. But so I decided, I'm like, you know what? I could probably give up Renfrow for. So
I called it. I didn't even see it. I called it. You're taking advantage of some poor kid who doesn't know fantasy football.
How is that taking advantage?
I see. Ron, you're trading more. You're trading Rondell Moore for Joe Renfrow, and you don't see the advantage.
When I put the info in there, When I put the info out there, Al, what I noticed was that I put it into my trade thing. It said that I was taking a hit. That's what my trade analyzer said. So
you know the trade analyzer's bullshit.
What's that?
You know the trade analyzer's bullshit, right?
The Angelizer is not bullshit. I think the Angelizer is good shit.
Jerry Angelo runs that thing, and it's garbage.
No, come on. I don't know what you're talking about. I have been nothing but fair. And I don't know. You think that's a bullshit trade, Renfro?
Well,
I mean, it could end up being the same, especially here's the thing. I made that trade offer before I saw that Robbie Anderson got traded to the Cardinals after that bullshit from Sunday. Like, I don't know if that's going to matter, but hell.
Yeah, I got some Robbie Anderson. I got Robbie Anderson in the Scott Fish Bowl. I don't know. I think he's worthless, to be honest.
We dropped him in the with the collective, you and I, in our high money league there.
Did we I think we dropped Wang Dang Doomdam too from the New York Giants. Now he's the big suggestion to pick up on the waiver wire this week, and he was rotting away on our waiver wire, and we got rid of him.
Maybe we'll have to go for it. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I got drunk last week and picked the wrong guy. Let's see. Overall rank: Hunter Renfro's 106. Who you traded for?
Rondell Moore. Yeah,
he's ranked 105.
See?
Yeah, I don't know. That seems like a big gap to me.
Seems like a huge gap. Wait, what was it again?
Well, Rondell Moore is rated better at 105, and then Hunter Renfro is rated at 106.
Huh, man, taking advantage of the kid. You're right. I should be 110. If it was 110 to 107, oh, that's amazing.
All right. I guess it's a fair trade. What can I tell you?
Close enough to
I approve the trade. It's official. I don't like the baby blue and the pink. I don't.
What baby blue and pink? Oh yeah, I know. I gotta change the background. That's not a good color. I was trying to go with the flag color still, but it doesn't work.
You have this beautiful backdrop, with my picture back there and all your little collectibles and your little flags, and then you want to put a green screen.
Yeah.
Like every other dork on the internet who does one of these podcasts.
Oh, but you haven't seen what I was doing with mine. You haven't seen it yet. Right. Mine's going to be perfect.
I will hold judgment until I bear witness to
you do
whatever
that.
the hell you're about to do.
Yes. Ah, goodness gracious. Am I coming through loud and clear to you? Because it's showing on my end that I'm not connected all of that well.
Yeah, you sound fine. I mean, you got your little board over there. You got your brand new board. Everything sounds beautiful. It's perfect. Okay. All I have is a laptop in my lap. That's all I have. There's no bells. There's no whistles. There's no gimmicks. It's just me and a laptop, and that's really all I need.
See this?
Oh yeah, look at that! Wow, This guy literally, okay, for people listening who aren't watching, this guy has 2 cameras set up, so we can get different angles of him. Meanwhile, like I said, I'm sitting here, 1 camera on the laptop sitting in my lap. Like, I don't understand it. I really don't. It's like, do we have numbers? Do more people watch the show than listen to the show? I can't hear you now. Now you've screwed everything up. Now we can't hear you.
Oh shit! Yeah. All right. Here.
Nope,
how's that? Is that better?
Now you're back. You got to have your other camera.
All right. Yeah.
Well, now we have both camera shots of you on, so the director can cut to 1 or cut to 2 here.
There you go. I think that's a great idea. I don't know. Man. It's the point. I didn't want to have 2 during the show. I just wanted to have 1, but I had it all zoomed in. I had it worked out with this other
Why do you feel
here.
the need? Why do you feel the need to have 2 cameras?
I don't feel the need to have 2 cameras. I want to have just 1, but now I've gone back to the laptop one instead, which kind of blows. I don't dig it. It's fine.
It's actually the better of the 2 shots.
No.
Yeah.
Incorrect.
Like the other one, you like half the shot. Go back to the other one. Half the shot, you're bored. It's you're bored. Like you're a mile away. You look,
No. Yeah, but this was zoomed in through this other program. It's completely zoomed, like Al. Like
program zoomed.
Like Yeah. See, I got,
Oh, yeah.
and then I had when the green screen's up back there, the other stuff shows up really well. Like, like that's my background. Oh man, it was perfect. It was set.
It's so generic.
And then I could go this way. What? That's not
It
generic.
is.
It's like,
It's generic.
oh,
It's
good
like
job there. Or I wasn't going
taking
to
away
use,
the appeal
or I
of
wasn't going to
the
use that as the
sports
background. I was just going to
basement.
have a little sports attic above my shoulder there, like a little angel just hanging out right up there is where it was. It didn't work. It didn't work.
Well, thankfully.
I don't have a good enough plan apparently for it to work, but I'm sorry.
Much like the Chicago Bears.
Much like the Chicago Bears. Yes.
I had a decent fantasy week this week. I broke even,
Oh, shit.
which
There we go.
which is exciting, and I couldn't find a way to make money this week.
You'd been talking about that for a minute. I noticed that you were having a bit of an issue with that, with figuring out who to start in your lineup.
I got all
who to stack.
I feel like I got all the players right. I feel like everything went well. It's just I didn't get any high ceiling. Like I said, I got enough to make my money back, mainly because I did a hand build of it was $10 entry fee, and it paid the top 5 people, and I finished 4th in that league. So that was nice. That kind of saved my tournament week. In the Scott Fish Bowl, I've moved up to 328 out of 3,000 players. And it takes 13 wins to get in the playoffs. I'm 9-3 right now, so we're trending towards a good week. Although this week kind of sucks because I have the Buffalo stack and Buffalo's on a bye. So I'm glad I see you got the generic sound effects that came with the board. Is that
Nope.
no?
Well, some of them are. Yeah. That last one is from Warner Brothers. Their entire collection.
Dark and late. Doors closing.
Wow, look at that. That's an important one to get.
I just barely got the board going. It's got all these little jobbers on it. It's great. I love it.
Beautiful. Well,
you told me
learn
to use those.
it.
You told me to use those.
I thought maybe you'd get like some more like show specific drops, because I have the massive generic drop board.
Like, what do you mean? That's
doors closing.
That's pretty show
I appreciate
specific.
it, Al. Thank you. That was very kind.
Dark and late.
You caught that, right?
Yeah, Clark and Lake.
Yeah.
Well, it was a riveting program this evening on this cool Chicago day. I got the heat lamp going.
If you want to be a professional, you got to look like a professional. That's all I'm saying, Larcher.
So, how do you go to work with that haircut?
Huh? What do you mean? How do I go to work with this haircut? It's a fucking mullet, man. Like, that's why you keep it trimmed up in the front, down in the back. I'm a Segway tour guide, Al. Like, I run Segway tours. Like, what does a Segway tour guide look like?
You're a manager, buddy.
Your Segway tour guide looked all clean and proper with a short haircut in the back.
Absolutely.
Or would you like him a Chicagoan with a mustache ready to fucking roll?
I don't think mullets represent Chicago very well. I think that's very, well, that's a Kirkland in you. I understand.
What do you mean?
You probably should leave that. You should probably leave that in the suburbs, but
we all have mullets here. Come on.
No. Mullet is not a Chicago. It's not a regional haircut.
It could be.
That's all right. Maybe you'll set the trend.
Maybe. Maybe I will.
Boy. So, the baseball playoffs are going on. Are you all excited? You've been watching your long ball and your short ball and your.
From what I understand, what's happening in baseball is that the Cleveland baseball team is going to play a rainout game from last night against the New York team, not the Metropolitans, but the Yankees.
Oh, good. I like the Yanks.
And the winner of it goes
fan.
on to the league championship.
Is that the World Series?
Nope. It's the ALC, the American League
Oh,
Championship.
the league champ. I got you. Right.
Where they play against the Houston
The
Astros.
Als.
Mhm.
So the Yanks are going to win the Als division, and then who's in the Clarks division?
The Clarks division is 2 teams. They are both National League ball clubs. What is the Phillies of Philadelphia?
That's a good spot for them.
Yep. And the other one is the other team.
See, if the Bears were the Chicagoans and then they moved to Arlington Heights, I'd be offended. You know, like the Phillies probably shouldn't leave Philadelphia. They shouldn't go to
they're
like
playing
Harbor Hearts.
The Padres. Well, I mean, you once had the Philadelphia Athletics. They moved on to Philadelphia.
Now, are the Padres named after priests? Are they the priests?
I think they're named after fathers, like just dads. Like,
Oh, it's a weird.
Mhm.
It's a weird team name.
I have watched so little baseball this year, Al, that you would think that I hated it as much as you did.
Yeah, that's good though. I mean, it's a dead sport, so
Yeah. I don't
you
think
might
I
as
don't
well
know.
celebrate.
I might be done with it. I think WNBA is like where I'm spending that time now.
That's good. That's good.
And Sundays I try to watch as much football as I can, although I went to the pumpkin patch this week instead.
Did you pick yourself a big one?
We got a big ugly white pumpkin.
A white pumpkin?
Yeah, it might be a squash or some shit. I don't know. The kids couldn't figure it out, and it was finally like, we gotta go. They have a giraffe at the pumpkin patch. Like this pumpkin patch, go-birds. They got it all. They have it all. There's pig races. There's pumpkin patch. There's a corn pit where the kids get to play.
Is a P-I-G pig.
Yeah, pig races where they get to play in with these pigs. They get to play in the corn, and then you see all these other animals, and it's a massive thing. It costs $22 to get in. They got 2 of these places. They got one in South Barrington. They got one out in Pingree Grove, and it's the same damn thing. It's a hell of a racket. I mean, money
did you
that
go
they
to
have
both
coming
of
in
them?
from here.
Did you check the 2
No,
out?
we went to just the one. No, we went to the one. It took forever. It was great.
So maybe
That was
instead of
after the night
podcasting-
before I went down. I went and saw King Gizzard and the Lizards play a
thanks for the
concert the night
invite.
before, which was phenomenal. I didn't
Yeah,
know I
thank
was
you.
going until 20 minutes before when tickets happened. It was amazing.
Well, thank you for the call. I appreciate that. It's nice.
You were probably working. It was a Saturday.
I could have gotten off.
Okay.
So are you saying maybe we should get into the pumpkin business?
Yeah, I think we should sell.
You know, that little fella who got all those DUIs and then his wife left him. They ran a pumpkin patch. I know.
The little people, big world.
Yeah, they're the rollers.
The roll off.
Man, I haven't had Rolo in years. That's
Me-
a caramel filled chocolate.
It's one of the best. It's an underrated candy.
It is
Absolutely.
underrated.
I might get some to hand out for Halloween. So come on by, Al. Monday night.
Do they come individually wrapped?
Yeah, you can get those. You can get the little ones, the ones that are individually wrapped. For Halloween, you can get anything, Al.
I've noticed more and more of
Anything.
these visual podcasts, people drinking. Like you notice the people, they grab their beer, or they grab their little wine. Like that seems to be the new trend.
They're showing
A
it
lot of-
off.
Yeah. Like they gotta, they can't just sit through an hour of programming without, having an alcoholic beverage.
Yeah.
It's all
Yeah.
right. I
Good
like.
luck.
I don't mind smoking the weed during the show though, so I guess there's that.
I find that some shows, they're smoking their other things. I like your hat tonight, buddy.
Thank you.
Speaking of
Appreciate it.
visual, well done. Well,
Trying to
done.
get out of here early, so I can get to the grocery store again this week. It's big. I really should move my grocery day to Monday, but I just cannot get out of bed on Monday. I wake
right,
up,
then.
next thing you know, wrestling's on.
Yeah.
Big wrestling night tonight. Wrestling wars are back on tonight.
Oh yeah. You said you're trying to get out of here early, right?
Not
All
really.
right. Have a good. Oh, okay. All right. Just checking. Done. I put the song on a thing here, and I forgot that the Blog Talk has a song.
Oh
that
yeah.
it-
They shut you down. They get the Gestapo after you, and they take you right out.
If you smell what The Rock is cooking.
You know the show's doing well when we just play drops back and forth for a while.
Yeah. Yeah,
The
no,
numbers,
totally.
the numbers show it too.
Absolutely. So The Rock, I read somewhere that The Rock is positioning himself to maybe fight Superman in the whole Marvel universe. You know, he's kind of he laid the smackdown on Superman, and then the Black Ants or Black Adam. What is he? Is it Black Ants or Black Adam? It's Black Adam, isn't it?
Black Adam, are you giving away spoilers here?
No. It was like in a press conference. You know, he called out Superman, and like there's a whole power grab going on in the Marvel universe, like legit, like behind the scenes, and yeah. So you know, The Rock may be trying to position himself to be like the biggest franchise in history. I mean, the guy just doesn't stop, right?
Right. No, he's everywhere. So if he's positioning himself to do that, is he positioning himself to take on anybody at a WrestleMania coming up? Has anybody noticed what his schedule could be looking like? Is
Well,
that
he
being
did.
speculated beyond around?
He did mention in an interview that you know, he is the real tribal chief. So
Acknowledge me.
He said that. What he said that on like the TikToks? Or?
no, somebody asked him in a you know, he's doing a press for the movie, and somebody asked him about, you know, who's the real tribal chief, and he said, "I'm the real tribal chief." Everyone, you know what you're looking at. So
Right. Yeah.
Dave Meltzer finally did his heel turn on AEW. That was fun this week.
Yeah. Do you buy it?
Yeah, well, he pointed out the, you know, the bullshit.
Oh, I thought for sure that he was just playing along there. I didn't even.
He's a
catch what was
journalist.
it.
That would, if you're a journalist, that ruins your journalistic integrity. You can't play along. Like that's not something that's real. So yeah, so that was interesting.
I don't know. I didn't see Al. Could you like what did he say?
Well, it's a whole long rant, but basically how unprofessional AEW is by not acknowledging the tribal chief. Or no, I'm sorry, by not acknowledging what happened backstage at what's now being called, instead of All Out, they're calling it Brawl Out.
Yeah, which is awesome.
At the big Brawl Out that happened in the press conference. You know, like any other sports team, any other professional, you know, theater company or sports team would acknowledge what happened and kind of, you know, because he gave an interview to Ariane Hawaii, whatever that guy's name is. And, you know, Hawaii basically said, you know, like it was the worst interview I ever had to get, I've ever done. And, you know,
Really?
Tony just like ignored the questions and just wouldn't answer them. And yeah, it just looked bad. So Meltzer finally is like, you know, I've protected this company since day one, but you know what they're doing right now, the way he's handling this is just, you know, it's Bush League. You know, they're the second biggest wrestling promotion in America, and
Yeah.
you know, it's just Bush League what they're doing. Rygar, calm down, baby.
Yeah, I still don't know if I buy it.
Okay, well, it's good.
I don't know.
You could be that guy. It's okay.
It's all good. It all just seems like complete bullshit.
Yeah. But again, you don't put your journalistic credibility on the line for.
Oh yeah, no, I have. My journalistic credibility.
You don't have any, Clark. You can.
Exactly.
But like you know, a 30-year veteran of a beat, you know, it wouldn't do that. So
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you get bored after 30 years of something. He's good enough to retire now. He can do whatever he wants.
Yeah,
I thought he was in the pocket. I thought he was in those guys' pocket. I guess not anymore. Or he's still all Team Young Bucks and Kenny Omega. So maybe that's why he's doing it, because of the breakups happening.
Yeah, and it looks like there's a lawsuit because Conan on a podcast stated he wanted to bring in Kenny Omega for Triple Mania, And Kenny Omega got back to him and basically said, look, I can't do it. He just wanted him to send in a video clip. And he's like, I can't because of lawsuits going on. So
because of lawsuits going on. Yep, I buy it.
yeah. And that's, and that's part of the problem that Meltzer's pointing out. Like, that'd be fine and that'd be acceptable if the company just acknowledged it. If the company just, shut down guys like you who don't want to buy it, because people are tuning in every week to see what's going to happen next with that situation. And it's, it's a real situation and nothing is going to happen. So it's kind of misleading to the audience, to the fans. So, I mean, there's that whole aspect of it.
I mean, I don't watch the show thinking that those guys are coming out right now. I think they're just all sitting on the shelf and they'll be back soon. I think every single one of them will. I think they're gonna find a way to make money on this because it'd be dumb to not. And
yeah, they're gonna make money on it in the court.
Adam Page is still dropping hints at it. They were dropping hints at this months before the, what did they call it? The brawl out, the ball out.
Yeah,
I don't know. Yep.
Well, that's a weird hill to die on, but
no, I'm not dying on it. I just don't buy
it. Oh, so funny. Well, no one knows what to buy of Justin Fields, whether he's a legitimate QB1 or if he's a QB2, in a career backup. The judgment has not been made yet, but every week we see a little something, and basically every week we see something in both directions. So it's very hard to make a definitive statement. I stand by the fact that it's just too early, with nothing around him. The offensive line is improving. The guy they drafted in the first round, he's grading well. Like he's coming around. He's playing decent football. So, I mean, that's a positive. That's an important piece of the pie. It's one less thing we have to look for in free agency. So.
Yep. Yeah. I don't know. I think Fields has spent a lot of time on his ass. I don't know if I buy that either. I don't know if I buy this whole Fields story either. I think that maybe this is all part of the storyline as well. I think that he's been on his ass a bunch. He shows flashes of greatness. And then I don't know. And then he misses somebody by 10 yards, It's wild to me. The last 2 weeks, though, I have noticed an uptick in fantasy, and I thought maybe you and I should hold on to him a little bit longer and seeing if these numbers are going to be good, whether it's garbage points or whatnot. But
he does have upside in fantasy because he runs. Anytime you have a quarterback who runs, you're going to find some upside there.
Yeah. If you had 30 yards rushing a game, I think that's a bunch, especially if you get a touchdown out of it.
Every week in the Scott Fish Bowl, I start the wrong quarterback. This week, I started Justin Fields over Marcus Mariota. Mariota put up like 30 fantasy points. Justin Fields put up 14. So, that was a little rough. I can't seem to figure it out. The good news is, Josh Allen is on his bye this week. So my only options at quarterback are Justin Fields and Marcus Mariota. So they will be my starting quarterbacks. They get to share the field together for the first time this season, and hopefully the last time this season.
Wait, you get to start them each?
It's a 2-quarterback league, so yeah, it's a super flex.
Oh. Wow. Okay. Let's see what happens there.
That's why Justin Fields is, because I bet a lot. I built this near perfect team, that if I got the quarterback position right, I would be probably a top 100 team right now. But I banked everything on Justin Fields being like an above average quarterback or right about average. I was hoping for 15th best quarterback in the league. So right at par. And unfortunately he hasn't. So what is this guy doing here?
I don't know. Why the hell?
This guy sends me a link for his podcast every week. And every week I have the podcast I'm doing.
Okay. Well, you send him ours right back and say, "Hey, come join ours," or we'll simulcast it. We'll quad box us over here.
Yeah, we'll do the quad pod. We'll have 2 podcasts going on at the same time.
Sounds perfect. Do
Yeah,
you want me
I
to get
wouldn't
the
mind
green
that.
screen back up for it?
Please.
For
You
the
know, when
love.
I was in Paris, Illinois, the studio in front of me had a glass window, and on the other side of the glass window was the AM studio because we had an AM FM station. So, in the morning there would be the morning show going on the AM side, and then I'd have my little show on the FM side, and
Mm-hmm.
the big 50,000 watter, and yeah. So I mean, it could be like that. We could have both shows going.
Okay.
Then occasionally,
And
I would take my shirt off and press my nipples to the glass or whatever, and, try to get them to laugh. But they were old people. They were like our age now, and I was like in my 20s. So
would they once in a while laugh? You'd get a laugh out of the 40-year-old
yeah,
once in a
they
while?
were
Like,
fun. They were fun.
okay.
Cindy Belt, God rest her soul. She passed away like a year ago. So, um,
Oh, I'm sorry for your loss.
well, I mean, kind of talking to her in probably a decade, but sure,
Okay.
still sad.
Absolutely. Oh,
Man, the Buffalo Bills. I don't think there's a better team in football right now. Um, they're just so damn good, and we saw it on full display against the Kansas City Chiefs. And man, they're just just firing on all cylinders. The defense looks good. And the defense, look, the Buffalo defense has been banged up the last couple of weeks. Like they have not been full strength. And of course they give up points, but they're able to match it because that offense is so damn potent.
Right.
Very fun stuff in the NFL right now. I'm really enjoying watching the progress of the Buffalo Bills. I hope they go to the Super Bowl. They're my hands-on favorite to go, and I'm enjoying the journey. Philadelphia, tough team. They're contenders. Um, who else are the?
I'm a little surprised by Dallas this year. They're all right themselves.
Well, they got like a top 5 defense. I mean, they're kind of the Bears of 01. Where they have the shaky offense. I mean, they have a better quarterback than we had. I mean, Dak Prescott, of course, he's been injured. It looks like he might be coming back this week or next week. That's going to give that offense a big boost. Although Cooper Rush has been playing pretty well in his absence, at least from a fantasy perspective. CC
Right.
Lamb, he's been keeping the team afloat, as they like to say. And man, that's going to be a shootout this week. They're going up against one of the worst passing off defenses in the league, and one of the best offenses in the league in the Detroit Lions. So, yeah, I mean, Dallas has the capability to shut Detroit down pretty firmly, while still being able to generate a decent offense. Right now, Dak is projected to play that game. So that's probably the best game Sunday, at least from the noon slate.
Yeah. I think so. I'm pissed that the Bears have to show up on national television again.
Yeah, I mean that the over and under on that game isn't even popping, past 40 points at this point, and that's just going to be an ugly, ugly, ugly game. Al Michaels might go into a coma. I don't even think he's calling the game, but he might go comatose if he accidentally flips to the channel. If he turns off Monday Night Raw and accidentally flips. By the way, this Comcast. They send me a new cable box. It doesn't have a clock, so I got to go buy a clock. They give me a new remote. I get a new remote, and it's a sleek remote. It's smaller, which I don't like. I like a big, fat remote that's harder to lose. And in order to switch between 2 television programs, I have to push 2 buttons. 2 buttons, Clark. Unacceptable.
Oh, you haven't had the new box for Comcast since they started making it so you can watch. You can flip back to the last 10 shows, right? Instead of just flipping back to one show. So now you can flip back to the last 10 shows. That's why it takes 2 buttons. So you can flip back and then you can go back to the last channel, or you can go back to 2 channels before that.
Who's watching 10 shows?
Well, if I'm watching 2 football games plus the red zone, then you got that. if there's, a baseball game on as well, if there's an NCAA tournament, I don't
They have
know.
they have a sports button. You'd hit the C button, and it would show you all the games going on, and then you could
Yeah,
just
they
move
changed it.
to it.
I know. I'm with you. They changed it.
One
I'm
button,
actually
Clark.
I'm more
One
on your
button.
side than I am on others.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Finally.
I
Look at that.
appreciate that.
Look at
I
that.
need it.
Great.
David Montgomery, the guy's back, and we're it's kind of the swan song of David Montgomery as we wait for his contract to run out here. They did give him the ball 15 times, and he rushed for 67 yards, no touchdowns. And he wasn't really used that much in the passing game. He only had one target, one catch. There was that. But, 12-7. Like, I completely forgot that game. When the show started, and I'm like, I want to talk Bears, I was trying to remember who they even played. Like, that Thursday in that game was so bad and so long ago. I didn't even remember the game.
No, they when did they play?
Thursday night. Almost
Thursday
a week
night?
ago.
No, I don't
Yeah.
even know it. Nope, I don't buy it. Not these Bears.
Now, both these quarterbacks are the same price on Draft Kings. Who do you think has the better game? Justin Fields or Bailey Zappi?
Justin Fields.
All right. Zappi projects better, but slightly.
Okay. No, I don't know, man. What do you? I'll take Fields. That still.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a homer, so I would take Fields too. Like, it's hard, but man, Zappi was a 70% completion rate last week, 34 attempts, 24 completions, 309 yards. So the dude's put up 300 yards, which is something we haven't seen from Justin Fields. He threw 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Was only sacked twice. He did try rushing the ball 3 times for -4 yards. So Fields at least has him in that category. But I mean, that guy, Zappi threw for 300 yards. It's impressive, given the fact that we have yet to have a quarterback throw for 300 yards this season in an NFL that's pass heavy. That passing proficiency is key. 190 yards against the Washington Commanders. 51% completion rate. Just god awful. And I mean, his completion rate this year. Somebody I saw on Twitter, somebody like, how come Justin Fields gets all the negative press nationally, while Trevor Lawrence doesn't? And then you look at the two numbers, and it's like, because Trevor Lawrence is an average quarterback in his second year of development. Justin Fields is one of the worst quarterbacks in the league right now. And again, I don't know that it's fully his fault. I'm definitely not on that bandwagon. I still believe in him. I don't want us to move on from him. I know there's some rumors
Right.
that, the office is looking at other options. I'm not there yet by any means. I'm still a Justin Fields supporter. But when you got a guy he was 51.9 completion rate against the Commanders. His best game was against the Minnesota Vikings, where he had a 71% completion rate, which is about, normal. The Giants, he had a 50% completion rate. Against the pitiful Texans, 47 completion rate. Packers 63 and the 49ers 47. So, I mean, it's just ugly. It's just an ugly for the team in general. I mean, I'm standing firm. I don't think this team wins 4 games. And what are they at? 3 wins right now?
I think they're at 2.
All right. Yeah. So, I mean, I got a little bit of cushion on that.
Where do you
I
have
mean,
them? You have them at, are they at 4?
I have them at 4 wins.
Okay. I'll buy it. I don't know. I think 4 wins sounds right. I don't. Yeah. If they win 5, I don't know why. I don't care for them to win 5 games.
Right.
Does that make me a bad fan?
Not really. I mean, I understand. Like the draft pick is key, and I hate to be the well, let's tank, but we are tanking. I mean, this is a tanking team, and that
Sure.
doesn't mean the guys every week aren't playing to win because they are. Like they haven't given up. The players haven't given up. I don't think the coaching's given up, but the front office put us in a position to fail. There's no
Right.
question about it. And Poles is starting to get the criticism. And a couple weeks ago, at the beginning of the season, I said, like, look, I'm done defending GMs. This guy is younger than us. At some point, I do have to question who he is and what he's doing. And I think the criticism he's getting is very fair. It's true that they were pretty cap strapped going into the season. And yes, the Bears are going to have a massive cap next year. They're going to have a lot of equity to spend. Hopefully, some good cap. Rygar, I said don't. God damn it, Rygar!
What did Rygar do?
She pulled the sheet off the window.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know what you did, baby. Look at all. No, stop.
As Rygar does. Ugh. Sorry, bud.
Here's the worst possible outcome. The Bears take another OSU quarterback and CJ Stroud. And he sucks. Then the Packers somehow draft Arch Manning in 24. Yeah. Rygar, haven't you done enough damage?
Fuck.
She's on the Jazz, Clark.
Oh, you gave her the okay. I mean, at least
No,
it's not
no,
5 in the morning, and she's trying to cancel.
She's not
us.
on the nip, but she is on the Jazz. She's got the zoomies.
Okay.
Yeah, like it's just it's gross right now. The whole Bears situation. There's not a lot of positive to talk about. It's not all doom and gloom, but it's definitely not something you can invest a lot of
Right.
good thoughts in. Like I don't invest my Sundays watching the Bears. I just don't. I'll go back and I'll watch the games. I did it when they were on Thursday. They got my full attention. Rygar. Yeah. So.
Right.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Trevor Lawrence.
I mean, I'll probably watch them again, just because I do.
Against the Colts, Trevor Lawrence had a 90% completion rate. He did put a 53 up against the Houston Texans, so pretty comparable to what Justin Fields did against the Texans. 47%, but then he's had a 71, an 83, and a 57. So he's had ups and downs. It's by no means been perfect. And given the fact he was such a high draft pick, he was the number one overall pick. I mean, I think criticism is warranted, but I mean, right now he's just playing a lot better than Justin Fields. So
yeah. Yep.
What are you gonna do, man?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I think I might have finally gotten it though, Al. I've been trying to work on fixing your bottom, your baby blue there on the bottom. And there's almost a chance that maybe I got it figured out.
Really?
Mm-hmm. That's that in the last few minutes here.
I mentioned it maybe a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, but that Munsters movie was so disappointing. I have to bring it up again and just say, please don't watch the Munsters movie.
Did you watch all of it?
No. I have decency. I have taste. I had to stop.
You do? When did this start?
I mean, not maybe not in podcast co-hosts, but in other aspects of my life, certainly.
There. Good point. Excellent point, Al. I appreciate you, Al. Thank you.
You're welcome, Clark. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, that other one's still there. There. Is that any better? No, I don't know.
Oh.
Maybe. I tried to change the bottom a little bit there. A little bit of a different color. We fixed it. Of course, for the podcast listeners, they're bored by this. Christ.
Well, I mean, you got the two camera angles of Clark that really keep people excited.
Nobody can see the other camera angle. What are you talking about? Nobody knows the other camera angle. I mean, what?
That's what they
What?
say.
What camera angle? Huh? I
Say
didn't even
that.
notice. I didn't even notice a camera angle. What? Who? Where? What? What camera angle? Oh, I had a couple. Yeah. Okay. Neat.
None of this matters. Palm says none of this matters because Fields is going to get killed this year or next year. Yeah, I mean, I think they actually
Oh,
fixed the
Palm's there. Hey,
offensive
buddy.
line. I actually think they fixed the offensive line going into next season. Does he survive this season? I don't know. That's a whole other topic. Um, I think he is going to get concussed out at some point this year,
Yeah.
which is why I'm really trying my damnedest to find a backup quarterback in the fishbowl. I need the two quarterbacks, and yeah, I mean, I totally think he's going to get concussed and maybe miss a couple weeks, but hopefully not. I mean, you don't want to see that.
Right. I mean, yeah. Uh, he definitely got hit a bunch. I was very concerned this most recent game. Yeah. Would you agree?
Yeah, I mean, getting hit more than once is too much for the quarterback. Um,
They
but yeah,
they finally cut your guy who stepped out of bounds. You catch that, the wide receiver?
yeah. I saw
He,
they grabbed the guy off the practice squad. He took 5 sacks this week. Just going back to the sack counts. 5 sacks this week, 2 sacks the week prior, 6 sacks, 5 sacks, 3 sacks, 2 sacks. I mean, the dude is just getting beat up. And when he runs, man, he's a big dude and he runs full steam and he runs a lot head first. And he's gonna get clocked. He's gonna get clocked. It's not gonna be pretty. So
no, it's not. Yeah.
fantasy Twitter is very upset over the running back situation of the Denver Broncos last night. People were tilted over the usage of Melvin Gordon,
Gordon's
Mike
not too
Boone.
happy about. Yeah. Gordon's not happy about that, right?
Yeah, Gordon looked pissed on the sidelines. Mike Boone barely got any action, and the dusty old Murray was getting all the carries. He was getting all the touches. So yeah, not good. Not good.
I was surprised to see that Russell actually at the beginning of the game looked all right. I was impressed.
Yeah.
That didn't seem to go anywhere. Our Chargers didn't do much.
No. Disappointing.
Our Herbert and Williams stack not showing up so well. They went to Palmer all damn night, like 8 or 9 catches over there.
So in the fishbowl, I was projected to win. Like I had the 90% projection to win, but I was only up by like 18 points, and I had Mike Davis going, and she had Palmer going. So it got to the point they still had me projected at 99% to win, but there was like
Davis
5 minutes left.
You had Mike Williams.
I had Mike Boone. I'm sorry.
Okay, Boone. Yeah.
Who was doing? He put up like 2 points. He put up I think 1.5 points. And Palmer just kept going, and she got close enough where if Palmer caught a touchdown in overtime, she would have won. So I was tilted at the end of the game.
Sure.
But thankfully I held, so I got the 2 wins. I beat the league average and her, so that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Both of my high stakes leagues this week, my team with you and my solo team both lost. And
okay.
They were both against there was no head-to-heads this week. It was all against league average. Right. So,
well, we figured if we're going to lose that one, we might as well finish second to last.
Yeah,
I mean, we going into the night last night. I mean, we had Gordon going, we had Mike Williams going, we had Herbert going, we had the kicker going, and I thought we had a shot.
I felt like we would definitely land in the top, 6. That maybe we would be about the 5th best team this week and get the W. But man, no, it wasn't happening.
No, it wasn't there. It was not there this time. Oh, piss. Al, I'm sorry. I haven't watched any baseball. You asked me about that earlier. I've got nothing on baseball.
No.
My bad. I do know that the NBA is starting right now. Zach LaVine is questionable to start for the Bulls starting out the season.
I see basketball's back. It's good. You know, people are getting excited about that. You
I mean,
know, very sad news on the national scene. You know, there was I think it was an Olympic sponsored event in South Korea, and you know, there's a protests going on in Iran. You know, women are kind of standing up against the regime, and you know, they're being arrested and
oh yeah,
uh, being taken advantage of. And
for
uh,
not
there
wearing
was an
their.
Iranian athlete, Elnaz Rikabi, and she went ahead and she climbed, and her Habib fell off, you know, exposing her hair, which is against her country's laws. And you know, she said it was an accident. A lot of people saw it as defiance, and her standing up and for the protesters. And you know, she got on a plane back to Iran, and then she disappeared. And
Huh.
it sounds like the government imprisoned her, and they put her in a prison where there was a quote unquote fire. Um, you know, about a week ago that killed like 40 people, anywhere between 15 and 40 people,
Really?
which felt like more like a slaughtering than an accidental fire. It seemed like it was you know, purposely done. So uh, you know, a lot of people criticize our country, and they criticize you know, who we are. But I mean, there's a lot of horrible things going on in the world right now, and I hope the best for her.
Me too.
So
Jeez.
that's just crazy. And you know, you got the other one, the Chicago, the the girl who played in the WNBA, still over there in Russia. You know,
Yeah.
God knows what's going on. Was that Brittany Griner? Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah. She's yeah. Little bit of a weed in a pipe, huh?
Yeah. Which
It was
I
the
mean, I thought it was like an
little bit of
edible.
a. Oh yeah, no, it was what do we do? The
Vape.
the vape. I thought it was vape,
Yeah.
right?
You know, there's
Yeah.
a commercial against anti-vaping that runs every other commercial when I watch wrestling, because you know, kids watch it. And
Mm-hmm.
there's this girl, Tallulah, and she drops her vape and it goes under the locker. And another girl comes in and she's like, hey, Tallulah, the bus is leaving for the game. And Tallulah decides she's just going to stay in the locker room to get her vape and not go with the team on the trip. And I'm thinking to myself, you know, I see these kids with the vapes. Every one of those kids on that bus has a vape.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. I mean, yeah, they're everywhere. I'm a little concerned. I don't think I'm going to travel to Texas with a vape here at the end of the
Oh,
month here when I go
you
for the
don't
game.
you don't want to end up in a Russian prison. I see.
Well, or Texas prison. Jesus. Like, I don't know. I don't know how they're doing it there.
Yeah, I mean, you know, when I watch the cop programs, they still are strict with shit in Texas. I mean, I think you'd be fine, but when's your big trip to the Lone Star State?
I leave the Friday of Halloween weekend, and I come back Monday of Halloween weekend. Hey, Two-Tone Chi-Town, good to see you. We'll see. I think I'll just travel with some edibles. I
So
think
you're
that's the
leaving
safe
you're
bet.
leaving the girls behind, and you're not having Halloween with them?
Huh?
You're not going to be there for Halloween for the girls?
Look, listen. Part of the deal was as
Uh-huh.
long as I'm back before trick-or-treating. The plane lands at 12:30. If that's delayed, that's not my fault. And let me tell you, if I get back and I have had an issue with marijuana or whatnot, I'm going to Dallas, Tony. So he said if it's in Austin, it's less of a deal. Going to Dallas, we'll see what happens with Andrew and Kevin and Glenn. We'll see how that goes. But when I get back, the girls are going to be dressed as police officers. That's what both of them decided they wanted to be for Halloween this year.
I love it.
So yeah,
Good
So
for
we'll
them.
see. I guess they can bust me here. I don't know.
Yeah, they should find. You know what? I might give them some police lessons because I took I was going to be a cop. Uh, that was kind of the plan. I started going to police classes in high school. So, I got like two semesters of a college police course down. So I might bring them over to you. I might come over to their house while you're gone, and we might look for all your drugs and just flush them while you're gone. I'll teach them how to flush the drugs. But thankfully, I wanted to talk on the radio more than I wanted to arrest people.
Fair.
So
Fair.
I became
Yeah.
a lovable loser instead.
Just don't smoke a doobie in front of a copper in Texas is what it is. I guess that's the big difference between here and there. Always smoking doobies in front of cops around here.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Like, I don't think they're looking to get you in Texas, but if you flaunt it, I think he's right. That's when
Right. Yeah,
trouble
absolutely.
begins. Or if you're driving
Right.
around and your vehicle smells like
And I'm high as a
marijuana.
kite. Right. Yeah. I mean,
I tell you what, when I go to Texas. I mean, I do it right. I don't go to Dallas. I've been to Dallas. I like Dallas. I like Fort Worth better than I like Dallas. I like Cowboy Town. The Cowboy Hall of Fame's in Fort Worth. If you
nice.
get a chance, head over to Fort Worth. It's only, it's like a half an hour drive. But I go to Austin, of course, and I just sit in Barton Springs and smoke a doobie. Feel the slime under my feet on the hot spring under the rocks, and I float in Barton Springs for a couple hours, and then I go around and raise hell on the town.
That sounds beautiful. It sounds perfect. You're going to be, I'll get a full report on that. I'm excited. Apparently a lot of pressure is going to be on Andrew this time because our friend Brent and Liz went down there a few months back, Al, and Andrew was a great tour guide. They've talked about how great of a tour guide he was and showed them all around. So if I go down there with Kevin and Glenn and stuff, and it's not like that, I'm going to be pissed. Like, who am I?
Well,
We've been friends. Andrew and I mean, look at this, Al. It's for the people who aren't watching. There's a picture of Andrew and I tapping a keg when we're nearly 4 years old.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even know if we are 4 years old. Like, we've been friends since then. Is he going to give me the treatment that he gave to Brent and Liz, or was that like a special accommodation?
Well, they probably tipped him, Clark. I mean, you're so cheap, you never tipped the poor
Oh,
guy.
I'll fucking tip him. I'll tip him. Here's another thing. He wants to get standing room only. Al, on a Sunday
No.
after we've been out drinking on Friday and Saturday night, first of all, I'm not
You get a
doing
seat.
standing room only. I'm getting a seat. The difference
get a
between it's going to be the difference between $40 and like $180. I don't give a
Yeah.
shit. We're getting a seat.
No, you get a seat. Like I mean,
I'm a 43-year-old man.
our friend Andrew is a nice guy, very good tour guide, very frugal man, very frugal.
Which,
So,
I mean, I give it to him. I mean, sometimes you got to be, The hell.
but he takes frugality to a level that's just not appropriate, for adulthood. So, when you go on
It is
vacation,
2023. We're in the future, motherfucker.
when
I'll
you
keep
when
it
you
up
go
there.
on vacation, money doesn't exist. Just put a big wad of money in your pocket and you spend whatever the hell you got. I mean, that's how I do my vacations.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. I mean, I'm not going to spend everything I have, but Yep.
Yeah. So it's good times all around. Good times, great oldies.
Absolutely.
I'm still committed to the Vicente Fernandez story, El Rey, on Netflix. 30 hours. I'm about 20 hours into it now. Very good stuff, man. Very emotional when his dad dies. But the stories are such bullshit. Like, I don't understand. Like, maybe I don't understand. Like, if it's supposed to be a jest but like, it's true that the song El Rey was written by this other guy, and the other guy like died in a plane crash, like right after the song was released. But in the movie,
In a plane crash.
yeah, I think it was a plane crash. Well, I mean, the devil haunts Chiente.
In
The whole movie.
Coco, he poisoned him. It was poison.
Well, they obviously ripped off Chiente's story in this Coco movie. Um, so, but yeah, so like Vicente, he gets dropped by the record label. His contract gets suspended. They're like, listen, you sound okay, but you don't sell enough records. And Vicente, Gente, Vicente Fernandez, he gives his best friend an opportunity to record a record, and that record sells, his friend's record. And the record label tells him, like, look, we now have two guys who sound exactly the same, so we're going to go with the hot hand. It's like the running back situation on a lot of NFL teams. We're going to go with the
Right.
hot hand, and the other guy's the hot hand right now. So Vicente's heartbroken, and he decides, this guy never gives up. So he's like, I'm going to put out my own record. I'm going to put all my money into my own record. And his wife talks to him one day, and she's like, listen, all the mariachi music is about, machismo. It's about dudes who have been scorned by women, and she's like, what if you cut a song? Because he wrote a poem to her. He's like, what if you cut a song where you're a man asking for forgiveness for your lonesome ways?
Uh-huh.
And that's not appropriate in mariachi music. So he runs it by the record label. The record label's like, no, this sucks. Like, I don't get it. Like, why would we do that? That's not what the genre is. That's not what the ranchero genre is. So he ends up cutting the song anyways. And this evil news reporter is trying to get him. She's out to get him. So she has a guy claim that he wrote the song when he didn't write the song. But the dude who wrote the song wrote it about a scorned woman who he was trying to get back. She wants nothing to do with him, but she could prove that he did indeed write that song. So Gente has to go talk to her, but he's such a sweetheart. He's such a good talker. He gets her to go to the courts, and in the Mexican courts, they rule that indeed the real songwriter wrote it, and the fake songwriter had to pay a fine. And
Wow.
then he cut the song, which, if you know mariachi music, it's Voler Voler, which is a very popular, like if you know
Sure I do.
three mariachi songs, you know that song. So
And I know this.
he cuts that and he releases it on his own, and it blows up. All the radio stations want it. It's the first time that's happened since 1942 when Pedro Infante released a song. So the record label unsuspends his contract. They promote it. Everything's going good. But now he has to cut an album. And he's like, I need a song that tops this song so people know I'm a legend. And his buddy, this guy he's hated his entire life, his rival, wrote the song El Rey. And he's like, El Rey is the song that can make me. So he tries to get it from this guy, but the guy hates him. So he basically punches him. And it goes back to like back when they were in their 20s. Vicente was trying to get in on the mariachi restaurant scene, but this guy cock-blocked him because he was in love with this woman who fell in love with Vicente. Vicente always has this problem with the ladies fall in love with him. He can't help it. I mean, the guy's got just oozing machismo.
Mhm.
So she ends up leaving the dude she was in love with for Vicente, but Vicente's already in love with Coca, and Coca's back at home, because he's in Mexico City. He left her behind to make his career. He wants nothing to do. He's in love with his wife. Like, he loves his wife, and I mean, that's the basis of everything. So she's trying to seduce Vicente. He wants no part of it, but he goes to the guy who used to be with the girl. She ends up dumping him and firing him as the lead mariachi singer in her restaurant. So she gives the job to Vicente, but Vicente's like, I don't want to bang her. She wants to take him to Acapulco in the Bahamas for, a bang session. And he doesn't want any of that because, he's got his loving wife at home, Shorty. So he comes up with this scheme where he's going to make her think that she's going on a date with him. And she shows up at a club where the other guy is there, the guy who wrote El Rey in this story, which if you Google it, it doesn't make any sense in timelines whatsoever. So she ends up going back to him because he had this scheme, he saw in a Pedro Infante movie, and he has this scheme to get those two back together. They get back together, everything's good. He's sitting there drinking with the guy at the end, and the guy's like, hey, thank you for getting me back with my woman, but you're fired. Like, I can't have you hanging around. So Vicente feels like he got the knife in the back. So they both had this grudge for many years, but Vicente can't get him to give him El Rey. So he calls up the woman who's now a lesbian, the one who was in love with Vicente. She's now a lesbian, and she gets together with the two guys, with those two, and they go out drinking, and then they get in a fight because some guys call her macho because she sings mariachi, and they insult her. So Vicente stands up for her, and they fight. Everybody gets into a big fight. So those two guys, become friends in the end, and then he gives the guy who wrote the song El Rey gives Vicente a card, a playing card with the king on it, and he's like, be good to this song, and he puts the card in his pocket. So Vicente cuts El Rey. El Rey becomes a big hit, and he's on a talk show, and then he finds out the guy dies. Because the evil mariachi, the devil mariachi, Death, keeps stalking him, and he sees him in the studio. He's sitting in the audience. So yeah, I mean, just craziness going on with the El Rey.
Wow, that's a hell of a story, man.
I mean, it's 30 hours to program. The story with his dad is even, that's
Guava agrees. Yeah, Guava agrees. It's very plot heavy. There's a whole lot of shit going on in this story.
Yeah. It jumps around from his childhood to, middle
Hey,
age.
Wilson, good to see you again. Are you wearing one of your girls' headphones? Yeah, I'm down to these. I got called out for it the other day. Hazel came down and called me out for wearing it.
I called you out on it last week too.
Yeah, you did, absolutely.
Earlier in the program.
But I mean, Hazel calling me out on it. Lick the palm for Guava. Clark, I'm about to have my first child next month. Give advice. You're going to find yourself staring at a human being, wondering if it's breathing more than you ever have in your life. Like there's just like, and if you have a video monitor, which, you do, you're going to say, I don't want to use it. I won't use it. But then you will, because you just want to look and see if the baby is still breathing at times. Don't get me wrong. There's going to be plenty of times where it's not, but get on the sleep schedule, like work hard. You and your partner, you guys work hard at that. And I think, I don't know. It's going to be scary. It's going to be the scariest, best moment of your life. Wilson's in here. I know he's got a couple of kids and whatnot, but yeah, the life will be completely different, life-changing. Diapers. That's one thing I wasn't ready for. Al was just how many diapers. And when I say 10 diapers a day, that's not an exaggeration. When it all starts, it's like at 10 diapers a day.
That's what. Shit.
Yep. And change some damn diapers. It's not a big deal. That's all. Al, yesterday they teased it. They showed like movie posters with for Creed 3, the third installment in the sequel, the Rocky sequel franchise.
Oh, I was thinking of the band. I was confused.
No. We're not looking out the back door here. He's terrified. Yeah, Guava. I mean, absolutely. But you know what? There are a lot of people on this planet who have raised children. There's a lot of people who have raised children that I'm like, you know what? If they can do it, I can do it. So let me be that for you. If I can do it, you can do it. There you go. Wilson's watching DuckTales, hopefully with us in an ear.
Dude, yeah, DuckTales.
That's right. Go ahead.
DuckTales is one of the best Nintendo games of all time. You had your little cane. You would hop around. Great game. And yes, congratulations on the child. That is wonderful.
Awesome. That's wild. It might be the reboot of DuckTales. I was kind of excited about that. I've been waiting for them to get old enough to get into some cooler stuff like that. Video games as well. But yeah, Al, with Creed, it wasn't the band. Yesterday, the posters, they teased it, who the opponent would be. And some were wondering if it might be Clubber Lang's kid and whatnot. Others not. This morning, I was discussing it with some folks, and one of them mentioned, at one point, Creed's got to have his own opponents. The last one was Drago's kid. This one, if it's Clubber's kid,
it's too. At that point, it's too gimmicky.
Right.
I agree.
Right.
He needs a good opponent of his own.
And then the trailer dropped today, and I think we're gonna be just fine. I'm pumped. I'm ready to run through a fucking
Is
wall.
John Cena the opponent?
No. It's not about the opponent. It's about the story. It's about the trailer. I queued it up. I'll share the link here. I don't know if we can play those things, you know?
Yeah, I think you actually can, but who knows? Who knows these days with the laws and craziness. I just ordered some warm socks off of Amazon. That's where I'm at in my life.
Are you?
Yeah.
How warm? Which ones did you go with?
And they're like warm socks. I mean, they're not like electronic socks. Like I got the
Yeah.
electronic hat, but they're nice fluffy socks. I could have on.
That's good. I have some similar to that. And then I just got the waterproof ones so I can stay fucking dry when I ride the bike to work when it's raining.
Well, I mean, you do understand once it gets snowing, it gets slippery, and you can't really ride the bike, right?
Yeah, I get that too. So then I can stay warm when I walk to the train. Are you playing that, or was that me?
Yeah, it's been playing it.
Years of my life, living out my wildest dreams. Bianca, Rocky, my dad. This is built on their shoulders.
Oh no, that's not good. It's back.
Hey, my man, can I help you?
Let me get an autograph.
No, I ain't signing an autograph. Get off my car.
You don't remember me, huh?
Damien. How long were you locked up?
18 years, bro. Just got out last week.
I can't get rid of the echo.
How you back out, huh?
I know I've been away a long time, but I kept
I don't
myself
hear
in
an
shape.
echo.
I still got gas in the tank.
Okay.
Come by the gym.
Thank you.
Karen, what happened with you two?
Oh, he didn't tell you. We was like brothers. I was the best, though. But I never got a chance to prove that. That's cute. You and Donnie, you don't owe this dude nothing.
Damien's fighting the world and he's trying to hurt people.
You think you mad? Try spending half your life in a cell. Watching somebody else live your life. I'm coming for everything.
You threatening me?
Something is going on with you.
Damien was like family.
Now we past talking.
Then maybe you just have to find him.
You know,
Some of my methods you might disagree with me. These are family ties. I recognize mine. I know that they needed me. It's a matter of stress, wasn't manifest. Got my own fair. I ain't scared of that. Did you hear me? Yeah, I ain't scared of that. Did you hear me? Yeah. What you gonna do? Threaten to take my
I need you to let go of your fear. Let go of the guilt. Let go of whatever was.
Come on, Tone.
And walk into what is.
that happened already.
those chains are breaking, yeah. I fear God, I don't fear death. I see those stripes and take a step.
Yeah, looks good.
Yeah, you know, all those extra sound effects really drive it home. I kid you not. It's gonna be weird with no Rocky in this one. Yeah, it's time. That reboot's been trying to jump out from that, and they have been. Sean, good to see you, by the way. What's up, man? Great to see you in there.
Oh hell yeah, good to see Sean there. Yeah, Rocky. Rocky died, right? Did he croak?
No, I don't think he did, but I think he announced after the last movie that it would be his last. It would be Rocky's last appearance in the franchise.
This one or the last one?
The last one, 2, Creed 2.
I think when the light went out on the street when it was fixed, I think that was his death.
Oh, that was a goodbye. Yeah, I don't remember. I got to watch Creed 2 again. We'll see.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for a Rocky franchise movie. Any of them. I
I'm
do
just-
want. No, go ahead.
I'm just sick of reboots. Like everything's a fucking reboot.
These aren't reboots, man. Like I don't think
Okay,
I
it's
don't
not
I
a
don't I don't see how this is a reboot.
It's not a reboot. You're right. It's a continuation. But I'm sick of like write some new stuff. Let's get some new stories. Let's
See you, buddy.
get some new universes going.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, let's do it. I mean, it's not selling. Like, I don't know if Creed will sell even. Like it's an action movie, so it might, but the only things that sell now in the theaters are your comic book movies
Disney.
and shit. Disney and comics. I mean, in Disney, hell, they put it right here on they put it on the streaming site. So they're making a Drago movie too? Okay.
Nice. I'll watch that.
I want to see the Clubber. This comedian Roy Jones Jr. out there had a thread that I saw recently, and I want the origin story of Clubber growing up on the mean streets of Chicago. Like, man, dude, he walked up and he told Rocky Balboa. That he was going to take it. He told his wife right there in front of him, "Why don't you come over here with a real man?" And Rocky didn't even jump. He was gone. He called him
some of the biggest lies.
Nothing that Clubber said at that point was incorrect. It was very true.
Yeah. Yeah, Clubber's the man.
Yeah, man.
He cut down all the trees, though. I mean, that was the problem. That really ended his career.
What?
Clubber Lane, he lived out in like Lake Forest, and he had this beautiful property.
Right.
He had a beautiful property with all the trees, and he decided to cut them down. And the neighbors, everyone was pissed.
Oh. It was. Wow, I just caught the article. Mr. T's revisiting Mr. T's 1987 Lake Forest Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah, there it is.
We talking Looney Tunes. That's what we talking, fool.
Let's take a look back at one of the Chicago area's most infamous landscaping debacles, Mr. T's 1987 inexplicable destruction of more than 100 trees. The count varies, actually, on Old Armor Estate in Lake Forest. Wow. I don't remember it from out in Kirkland. I was 7, 8, something like that. Unreal.
Yeah, he took down the trees, man. There's two things. He loves his mama and he hates trees. That's the two things that define Mr. T.
Wow. He bought it in 86, and then in 87 he took down all of those trees. He's smiling and laughing about this, is what others said. I'll be damned. Well, hang on a minute.
Hang on.
His brother told a reporter that Mr. T suffered from allergies.
I pity the fool. Yeah.
Hang on.
Trees.
Lake Forest enacted a tree preservation ordinance after this that prevents developers and homeowners from chopping down trees. I wonder if that's loud in the ears of the watchers and listeners. What do you think? Do we know? Nope.
No, it's contained levels, Clark.
He does.
A fancy board.
Yeah. Huh. I've never been asked to give advice on kids. Yeah, I have.
Well, hopefully this is the last time. The kids have been.
Is that horrible? I did a horrible job there.
You deprived the kids of quality ice cream for years. So, your parenting status has to be questioned.
What are you talking about? They get ice cream. Why does a kid that age need quality? What is this? What are you, like a truther on it? I don't get it. Why? Yeah.
Yeah, like my cat gets the best ice cream possible.
I am going to spend so much time here working on getting the green screen right And maybe I'll just do like one green patch. It'll just be a logo so that you don't get upset. Maybe it'll work here. I don't know. Will it? Maybe.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's good. I mean, I think it's important to get the background for the video. Yeah, perfect. I mean, the content. We don't need content. But
You're the content king of Chicago, Al. Son of a bitch.
What else?
Everything else.
The Mole is back. I don't know if anybody's watching The Mole on Netflix. The Mole, it was Anderson Cooper, I think, was the original host. It was a show on ABC right when I got TiVo. So this had to have been around 97. No, 98. Yeah, I was out of high school. 99. So I'd say about 1999, The Mole aired. And, it's a reality show where one person's trying to sabotage the group, with their green screens and whatnot. And, yeah, so that's back on Netflix.
Okay. The Mole. They're trying to sabotage the group with it?
Well, it's a game show, and everybody's trying to win money, but one person is actually trying to prevent them from winning the money. They're the mole. And every week, people vote on who they think the mole is, and the person who has the most questions wrong gets sent home. The mole defeats them. So some people pretend to be the mole, so people think that they're the mole, so they vote for that person, even though they're not the mole. So there's people who sabotage things, to get suspicion, and it's very it's a fun game. Surprised it took this long to get it back, but
You said it's streaming?
Yeah, it's streaming on Netflix.
Who's hosting it?
I think some lady is hosting it. I don't know who she is.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm to a point. I don't watch late night television, and I'm to a point in my life where I don't know who people are anymore.
No.
I say, oh, the Ghost of Chicago. Very cute, Clark.
What seems to be the problem?
The Ghost of Chicago over there. Yeah, look at that. Wow, a green screen. Huh. Yeah, now you look like every other podcast. I like the Chicago feel of the old background, the real background, the attic or the basement, but
Hang on.
Got it.
Perfect.
Thank you, Clark. It's very
Yep. What? You see that? Two-Tone says I'm falling apart over here. No, we're doing great. We're doing great. I spent 3 hours, Tone. 3 hours on that today.
Yeah.
Probably 2 hours and 59 minutes too long.
0 time on show prep. 3 hours on trying to get the blue screen right.
I consider that all show prep, getting my studio ready, like getting this place ready. I mean, this isn't just, we don't just go Olay here. Oh, I get stuck in a rabbit hole on it, Al, and I won't fucking stop until I get it right. Like, I'm pissed. Like, it just go. Where is the W?
Well, anyway, so what else you got? You got anything? Like, I feel like the W flag. They can take that stupid flag down.
Why? Why?
Because they're losers, Clark. I was so happy. This Bartman just had unbelievable. Unbelievable.
What about Bartman?
He just had the big anniversary, and I think, Cubs fans should thank the man.
Why?
Because he protected the legacy of the losers that are clubs. Not Clark's, Cubs.
I can't hear you.
I said, you're doing a great job. Jesus, Clark.
There, I got it. I'm fine. Oh, Hawker's here. There's Hawker with the big.
Well, for the 20th anniversary, I think we should have Bartman on next year. Or we should at least have.
Yeah. Bartman won't go on anywhere, but he's going to come on to this show.
Well, we'll just have Lou on it, and we'll say it's Bartman.
Okay.
I wish you good luck, but you wouldn't know what to do with it if you got it.
Hey. Yep. God damn it. This Chicago background's falling apart. Next week it'll be green screen.
I don't know why. Like, why do you need green screen?
I don't
You
know. I
have
got this a
character.
while ago, so you and I could create content. We could create sketches and all kinds of shit that we recorded. I had it at the beginning, since before the pandemic. Like I've had it for years. I've just never had it up.
Well, let's create content, but you're losing the folksy nature of your background as it is now.
Wait, is my mic broken? No.
I don't know.
Yeah, no. Christ.
Hey, Rygar. What's up, baby?
Oh man.
I know. He's weird.
This is going. Hey, Rygar. Hello. Hey, anybody ever up at 5 a.m. and wants daily fantasy football advice? You should listen to our show on Fridays. You get all of the good content there.
Yeah, Rygie. It's all right, baby. We're almost done, okay? So you can sit in my lap.
Tell me what happened last night on Monday Night Raw.
Hold on. Hey, Rygar. You just want me to talk so you can fix whatever you're fixing there. I know. I'm on your schemes. Like, you don't care what happened on Monday Night Raw. You're not even fucking listening, are you?
What? No.
Looks like you pooped yourself. Is that true?
There we go. Yeah.
Is that true? Is that true? What I just said.
No. Why? Oh, there's Rygar. Hi, Cat. Hello. Riveting. I hope you're listening to the podcast, guys. Oh. Anything about anything about Raw? Seriously, I was asking.
No, I don't talk wrestling.
Okay. All right.
It was good. It was like just a normal show. Nothing fancy happened. She loves when I do this. Nothing fancy really happened. So
my TV recorded the AEW. We'll see. Streaming services, Al. You got to leave Comcast now that they've pissed you off. Go streaming.
Yeah, I got to figure it out. One day I'll figure it out and I'll save, gazillions of dollars. Right,
I think
baby?
they all have a thing at least. You can go like 2-3 months with each of them getting a pretty damn good deal at least, and then figure out which one you want. It works.
I just want what I want. I just like if you could get me Monday Night Raw, if you could get me a Red Zone, then I'd be fine.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't figured out how to do that yet. Plus, I need internet. I need good speed internet.
Yep. Yeah, I hear you. Well, it's been fine. I apologize for my lack of Comcast of content here tonight. I think that I will I'll be more prepared for the next show. This one today, I was caught up with a bunch of things. I'm trying to get this thing going. This the new uh-oh, am I off? Hello.
No. You're fine.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm trying to get the new board up and running and trying to make sure that works. I like it here, the Rodecaster Pro. It's got the hot buttons on it. I'm a big fan. But we'll see. I can play this, Al.
Hello? Hey, Clark!
Hey, Al.
Hey, Clark!
What's happening? Yeah.
It's Steve Bartman!
That's not Steve Bartman.
Yeah, it's me! It's been a while. How you doing?
Doing pretty well. How are you?
I'm good. So it's my 19th year anniversary.
Oh, good. Welcome back.
I got new headphones. They're a little better than yours.
Okay, that's good. Good to hear.
I'm no longer a Cubs fan. I've given up on that crap.
Okay.
I've gotten actually into the WNBA. That's my new hobby.
Nice job. Who's your favorite team?
The Sky.
Oh, nice. Good. That's great to hear. I'm happy to hear it. I'm a big WNBA Sky fan too. I'm kind of wondering what's going to happen this season. It's a wild league. What's going to happen in the offseason here? Who's coming back? Who's
See,
going to
Clark,
be there?
I mean, the real reason I call this, I'd like an apology.
Okay.
I'd like an apology for the way the Cubs fans treated me.
Dude, listen, the way that Cubs fans treated Steve Bartman was
Me.
ridiculous. He was one of like 5 guys who put his hands up. One of 5 people that put their hands
Yeah,
up.
105, Clark.
Like, it was ridiculous. I was more pissed at Moises' lose reaction at the time, and then Alex Gonzalez, the shortstop, fucking kicking one, wondering why Dusty Baker didn't bring his ass out there to settle everything the fuck down. They were moments away from the World Series. Jesus.
So can I get my apology now?
It's a tough one. What's that?
Can I get my apology now?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm very, very sorry. The voice the voice is scared of dog. I mean, I think that might have been one of the points, maybe. I don't know. Oh man. Hawk not giving it, not giving Steve. Fuck you, Steve. Sorry, buddy. Oh, maybe because of the voice. I don't know.
What? Fuck me, bullshit.
Yeah. Yep. That's wild. So that was the anniversary today or yesterday?
It was a couple days ago.
That's insane. I mean, the real anniversary was, holy shit, 6 years ago. Wild.
But I mean, what happened was, he protected the legacy of the Cubs being lovable losers. Once the Cubs won the World Series, man, they've been nothing. Like, they're not an interesting franchise anymore. Like, baseball's dead. Baseball died when the Cubs won the World Series.
No.
That was the end of baseball. It really was.
No.
I mean, you're right. It'd been dead long prior to that as far as ratings go. But, certainly it was the final nail in the coffin of what was left of baseball. Right, Rygar?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was. Hey, Al, you know that I ran into the guy. I got to have lunch. I do the tourism thing that's down there, and I get to meet quite a few different people. Last week, I was able to sit down for lunch with the person that does the voiceovers for the CTA, and come to find out, big listener of the Sports Addict. Al,
really?
Yeah, big listener of the Sports Addict. And so I always ask, I like to ask this question to people who tell me that they enjoy watching and listening to the Sports Addict, but the CTA
He
voice
said
guy,
more green screen.
I asked him 2 questions. The first question I asked was, look, who's your favorite host on the show? Is it Al or is it Clark? And at the same time, the second question I asked, I said, that out there, a lot of people think that that's an ocean out there, but what do we think that really is? And he gave me the answer. So the first question being,
Clark,
who's your favorite host, Al or Clark? And the second question being, is that an ocean out there or what is that? Oh,
Clark and Lake. Clark and Lake. Clark and Lake.
See,
Clark
there
and
we
Lake.
go.
Clark and Lake.
Did I do that?
Nailed it.
Doors closing.
There we go.
You've been working on that joke for years, Clark. Thank you.
I mean,
Thank you for delivering. You finally got a board that allows you to do it.
I brought it back. Such a far journey. My goodness. We've done it.
Rygar, baby, were you impressed with that? All right. Well, this is taking the great. Now we're gonna have soundboard wars. Now that we both have a soundboard here.
Every week. That's what this show is going to be. People tune in for that. I guarantee it.
Oh, sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I get cards and letters constantly. They're like, "Hey, can we get more of the sound wars?" And I'm like, "Yeah, absolutely."
Hey, brother.
Thank you, Dr. Pepper, and thank you, Chancellor, or Dr. Paper, and thank you, Chancellor.
There's no blueprint on how to beat me.
What a stupid son of a bitch.
That's my favorite one.
What a stupid son of a bitch.
Win the World Series.
Oh, it's hard to get any word in with this clown.
Win the World Series.
My dog stepped on a bee.
What? Lauren's gonna be like, yeah, you guys had a good solid long show. How did it wrap up? I was like, oh, Al and I just played drops back and forth for the last 10 minutes of the show.
You told some of the biggest lies that I've ever heard of in my whole life.
Oh, it's hard to get any word in with this clown.
Clark and Lee.
What out there tonight? What out there tonight?
Oh, what? Oh, I got a wrestling reference in there. Say what?
What?
Oh man.
And his name is John Cena.
We'll just see about that.
Do you have an Ultimate Warrior drop?
I do not have an Ultimate Warrior drop.
Yeah, I don't know if I do either. Sorry.
Did you ever take a dump made you feel like you just slept for 12 hours?
We've been to to the Ultimate Warrior's hometown together, Crawfordsville, Indiana.
True. In Crawfordsville.
You want to do a wrestle?
Mm-hmm.
There.
Yep.
That distortion, see it?
Yeah. So, what else you got? You got anything? Yeah. You know, I got walnut ice cream last week. I got black walnut ice cream. It wasn't very good.
No, that's what you ended up going with?
Yeah, and I got it instead of peppermint, and I love like peppermint ice cream. So that was a mistake.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah. Yeah. I was trying to get a soundboard going for Ultimate Warrior. Maybe that'll be next week. Well,
You'll get your chance, smart guy.
This looks extraordinarily bad.
Well, what happened while I was at the beer stand was
Charming story. What is it supposed to prove?
nothing.
Missed it by that much.
Well,
Hey, are you listening to me? Hey, me!
A man with great ambition and no morals. I wouldn't bet against you.
You want to get high?
Hey, you want to make $14 the hard way? Now it's your turn.
He's got emotional problems, man.
You mean beyond pacifism?
He's fragile. He's very fragile.
I didn't know that.
I did not know that.
This is Bill Zoniger of the Southern Cal Bowling League. I just got an informal report that a member of your team, Walter Sobchak, drew a firearm during league play. If this is true, of course, it contravenes a number of the league's bylaws and also Article 27 of the league.
yep. Oh,
Shut your mouth, you song-wearing fatty!
Whoa. No, maybe
So,
yeah. Well.
yeah. Anyways,
Well,
I feel like there's something I've been wanting to talk about, and like I always finish the show and then I remember. Well, Antonio Inoki died. I
that was
never talked
another
about
time.
that.
Oh yeah, rest in peace. Yep.
In the importance of wrestling, and I'm not just talking Japanese wrestling. I'm talking about wrestling. The dude is probably, he's in the top 10 of most important people in the history of wrestling. He created New Japan. He's the guy who fought. He fought Rocky. He fought the guy the movie The Rocky was based off of.
Yep.
In a match with him, he had a match with Muhammad Ali. Matches with Hulk Hogan. Basically anybody who was anybody. He had matches with. The guy also went on to serve in the Congress, in the Senate in Japan.
Mhm.
He was twice elected. He actually, interesting. He's a Japanese guy, but he converted to Muslim after
that's
getting to know
interesting.
Muhammad Ali, and he was a controversial figure politically. He was a guy who tried to make friends with North Korea. He brought that famous wrestling show to North Korea. That was the North
Oh
Korean
yeah.
debacle. That was him who booked that.
Okay.
He tried to make relationships with Saddam Hussein, on behalf of Japan. He did some stuff like Dennis Rodman, where he tried to get some hostages released. I think it was from North Korea as well.
Mhm.
Some Japanese hostages that were held there. So, yeah, I mean the guy was, his legacy in wrestling though was just like, he touched so much history going back to Ricky Dojan and the Japanese, the Yakuza, and a tough, firm man. He was always the just the definition of Japanese wrestling. And yeah, very sad he passed away. There was some footage of him, that he released of him in the hospital, where he was skin and bones, and he's basically saying like, look, I've lived this life, I've had this long legacy, but in the end, I'm just laying in a bed counting how many holes are in the ceiling, and that's what my life
Mhm.
has become. So, very poetically Japanese in his final moments there. So, yeah.
Wow.
I saw, a lot of the Japanese American, a lot of the wrestlers here in America, like Shinsuke Nakamura went back for his funeral. There's some cool pictures of, the legacy stars, the Okada, Shinsuke,
Mhm.
and uh, what's his name? The
Yeah,
guy. So
that's
yeah.
great.
So
That's
rest in
cool.
peace, Antonio Inoki.
Absolutely. We should have the bell, the wrestling bell. We could do a 10 bell salute. That could be the next drop.
My dog stepped on a bee.
Clark and Lake.
Like, are you trying to look cute here? It's just like too much. Let's see. What? Oh, whoa.
Oh, yep.
Getting violent, Riker.
Just decided that's the end. That's the cat. The cat.
Riker,
The cat won't. The cat won't just walk away when they're done being pet. They're just like, boom. Here we go. Oh my goodness. Well, brother.
She went in for the kill. She
See,
does
what
that.
happened with the beer stand was.
She'll grab my arm like she's gonna kill me, and then she'll just let go. She'll look at me like, I got you, I got you. Then she'll walk away.
Yep.
Cats are the greatest. There's nothing greater than a cat.
I for a while wasn't sure. Like, I know that my wife's not a fan of cats, but also for a while I wasn't. She said that she was allergic, and I was always like, is she just saying that because she just isn't a cat person? But no, like, I've seen her around cats and like gone, like her eyes are just done. Dust.
Yeah, because if not, if she was lying about that, I wouldn't have done the wedding.
You wouldn't have?
Oh God, no.
Well, I would think that as a man of faith, as somebody who is a man of the cloth, such as yourself, wouldn't you vet that? Like, that should be when somebody gets when you marry somebody again, can you make sure that you know that beforehand? Because I hate finding this out 8 years later.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask the cat question. That's gonna be the number one question.
That'll be perfect, my friend. Well,
all right, buddy. I'm gonna go grocery shopping. I'm gonna get some, Tostino pizza rolls, some ranch dressing, and call it a night.
Tostino's pizza rolls. I think I might go make some real quick. I love them. Put them in the air fryer. You make them in the air fryer now?
Of course. What kind of savage do you think I am?
Hell yeah. Thanks, buddy. We'll do this again next Tuesday night at 6:30. This Friday, though, when you wake up, turn us on. We'll be on. We'll be turning you on. You'll be turning us on. We're going to be on at 5 a.m. live. And my wife's a dog person. We're in discussions about a dog, by the way, Hawker. We are in discussions about a dog. The Draft Kings show. Get all of your info. Friday's a great day for it. A ton of info coming at you. Take us on your commute. The podcast drops immediately after. We do about an hour-long show. So that'll be this Friday.
Yeah, it's going to be a good, interesting week. There's a lot of fantasy value out there, and I look forward to breaking it down with you. And, of course, with the listeners, and hopefully we'll win some money. I don't think my advice was as good as it was this week. I felt like I made some misses, but, we'll look at how to attack that Detroit-Dallas game. What's going on with the what other big games are there? Tampa Bay, Carolina, probably not as big of a game. But Seattle and the Chargers, that's going to be a big one. So we'll talk about that.
Awesome. Wow. A lot of bye weeks have started happening. That changes it all.
Yeah, bye week. Did no Buffalo Bills this week.
Yeah.
All right, amigo.
All right. I'll see ya.
Doors are closing.
Yep. We'll call this thing a night here as soon as I get the I gotta hit the button. We're already on. I swear. Nope, we're still on. Let me get this.